Hey YouTube, it's just Brandy, and let's talk Marriage Bootcamp reality stars hip-hop edition. So this week it was so weird because last week they did the dates with everybody, and Tammy was saying how, you know, my husband is so nice to me all the time. He do stuff for me all the time, and I think maybe I take it for granted. So I thought, oh, okay, like she got a new appreciation for Waka being super sweet. This episode, they was arguing and showing they behind, and I don't know for what. It was like they was arguing for no reason. Like Tammy was talking, and she was like, no, you need to just look. She went crazy. So crazy. And then he went crazy, which usually he seemed like he would be the kind when he just fall back, but I guess today was not the day. So Waka started going ham to the point that the doctors was like, you know what, we need to pull them in. So that's when we found out that Tammy has been married before, that Waka was not her first husband, and that her previous marriage was verbally abusive and physically abusive, and she's not that old, so she had to been married young. Maybe that's her daughter's father. She didn't really go into a lot of detail about that, but I feel like it explains a lot as far as what she is willing to tolerate, because when you've been in a situation where somebody was not financially secure the way that Waka is, but they were verbally abusive and physically abusive, so you were being abused and mistreated, and they may have been cheating as well, we don't know, but they were verbally abusive and physically abusive. Look at this situation she's in now. She's not being verbally abused or physically abused. She's being emotionally abused and embarrassed by the infidelity. But when you look at it, is that better than the physical and the verbal abuse? And in her mind, she might justify by saying, you know, I'm not being hit, but at least I'm being taken care of well. You know, at least me and my daughter are being taken care of well. You know, I can at least I'm being compensated for my pain, whereas previously maybe I was not, you know. So she maybe that's why she's put up with it for so long. Also, he is a very sweet guy. He probably never have put her hand, you know what I'm saying? So you got to look at people's past that might make them put up with certain things. So they had an issue. Soulja Boy asked Nia to marry him, and she was like, I don't know about all that. He was mad because he was like, I thought you forgave me and you said you didn't forgive me. Like, he was real upset about that. Like, bruh, this is the thing about Soulja Boy, and I don't know why they haven't brought this up, because I remember a couple years back when that India Love, when her family had that reality show, he was on that reality show. He was on Growing Up Hip Hop. No, he was on Love in Hip Hop Hollywood with Nia. He was on that BET India Love reality show, and then he was on another reality show. I don't know if it was Bad Girls Club or something. It was another one where he was on there with another girl. So it was 3 reality shows that he was on with 3 different girls, talking about he was with all of them. And then remember on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Nia had a best friend. He had been screwing her too, because remember they was fighting. So it was at one time he had like 4 or 5 girls that he was like rotating around, and like she said, embarrassing her, because she on here, I feel like we seen her first on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, so we thinking that, oh, he with Teddy Riley's daughter, even though that ain't his real daughter, but he with Teddy Riley's daughter or whatever. And then he on all these other reality shows. She just don't even bring that up. Like, she talking about some tweets like, no, how about you was on all these reality stars talking about you was with all these girls? Like, hello, girl, get some self-esteem. Like, what is he bringing to, that's not your daughter's father. Y'all been together, but he hasn't been treating you well. What is he bringing to the table? What does he have? What please name 5 characteristics that you like about him, besides time, besides the fact that you have been with him all of this time. What does he have and what does he do that you enjoy? Because I don't see anything. So they had an exercise where they were supposed to let their partners guide them out the maze. I feel like everybody failed. They ain't really show everybody, but Waka Flocka just stopped listening to Tammy and got his own stuff out the maze. So they don't know how to listen effectively and follow directions. So that exercise was a boo. They only showed like 1 or 2 of them. They didn't even show everybody. And then the next exercise was, they thought it was a tug of war. They told them to hold the rope and stand your ground. That's what they said. Well, they started pulling and pulling each other into the pool. But like the doctor said, we said pick up the rope and stand your ground. Nobody said pull, but you assume it was a fight, it was a war, it was a competition. And just like when you fight, you forget about what the fight is about. You just want to win, which a lot of people do not know how to fight. They don't fight fair. They let the emotion take hold. That's why I'm not an arguer. I don't believe in arguing. I don't believe in letting my emotions control me. I'm the type of person, I would rather go sit down, write it out, reread it, think about what I want to say, so that I can make sure that what I'm talking about, what I'm saying, are the things that I want to hit. I don't let that emotion get me to a point where I'm not expressing what I feel. I also feel like sometimes you can like text somebody, read the text, and then you need to delete it and say something again. Like, make sure you don't just send stuff out of anger. I'm not saying I've never done stuff out of anger, because sometimes you do want to be mad, you do want to be petty. But if it's somebody that you care about and something that you're trying to make the situation better, it's always good to take a minute and pause and calm down and gather your thoughts and think about, what's the end goal? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to grow? What are you trying to do? Because reacting out of anger is never gonna make the situation better. And no matter what people say, I don't care how many times you say you're sorry, once something is said, once something is typed and sent and somebody reads it, it's forever there. That scar is forever there. And you can move forward, but it's things that people say you'll never forget. You will never forget. So you have to be very careful with your words, your actions as well, but you need to be very careful with words, because words hurt like a knife. They hurt. So that tongue is a mighty sword, and you can cut somebody to death. So anyway, so everybody failed that task because they was just trying to pull each other into the pool or whatever. And then the doctor told them, look, y'all too high to do these exercises. It's talking about y'all getting high. And I was surprised when Diane Peace was like, like, what you mean? Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, don't you have a newborn? Are you breastfeeding? Are you taking care of your child? Because how are you high as fuck being a parent to an infant that's under 1? Like, where's blessings? I know you in California right now for these 2 weeks without her, and maybe you just taking advantage at this time, but you should be first of all, marijuana is not legal in Atlanta, and half of y'all is from Atlanta. So y'all all breaking the law and letting the authorities know that you break the law on the regular. So now when they see you, they gonna be trying to stop you because they know you probably got drugs on you. Like, be very aware. Okay. And then a lot of y'all is athletes. Carl, are boxers allowed to be high? Floyd don't even drink. Maybe that's why you are not the #1 boxer like you should be, because you getting high and drinking alcohol. Maybe you need to have a little bit more discipline. I thought boxers were supposed to be very disciplined. So they was like, oh, y'all need to stop getting high. Waka like, oh, absolutely not. But you know what? This is what I'm going to say. Everybody have their take when it comes to marijuana. Do it if you don't. I don't do it. Do you? But here's my thing. No substance should control you. You should not have no substance to the point where, unless you are diabetic and you need insulin to live, and I believe even sometimes with that you need to change your diet, but that's not my testimony either. But no substance should control you to the point where you can't go a day, a week, a month without having it, because you're going to be in some type of withdrawal. It's going to alter your mood. Okay? Do what you want to do, But you should not be dependent on anything. Just like you should not be dependent on people. You shouldn't be dependent on no substance, regardless of what it is. You shouldn't be able to not have a drink. You shouldn't be able to not smoke. You shouldn't be able to not snort a line. You shouldn't be able to not talk to your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife. You should not be that dependent on anybody, because everything is temporary. Everything goes away, and it might come a day where you don't have access to that. What, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So what are you going to do then? But the fact that you come into a house and for 2 weeks and you can't not get help, what do you do when you go out of the country? Because you can't take your drugs with you. So I guess you over in London, first thing you doing, I need to find me the weed man. I need to find me the weed man. Like, no. That's a no. Like, come on, bruh. Y'all all need Jesus. Y'all all need Jesus. You need to detox. Y'all up there drinking skinny tea on Instagram. You need to detox from the marijuana. So, that was the episode. It wasn't as good as the other episodes. I don't feel like the points were, like last week, it was like a really good message, and I feel like they really got it. But like the doctor said, y'all can't even get this good stuff we trying to get y'all, because y'all so dang high. So maybe they said they're gonna take a day off or whatever. So we'll see if next week they can do the exercises better, because they ain't high as fuck. Okay. So that was Marriage Bootcamp hip hop edition or whatever, and I will see you next week for the next episode. Later.